AT&T connects and ode to podcasts.
Connect the alarm, change the podcast you stream. Connect the snooze, 10 more minutes to dream. Connect the shower, lather up with the news, sports talk, comedians, or movie reviews. Connect with that 3-hour philosophy show. Change the drive into work and traffic so slow. Connect the dishes to voices that glow. Thank you to the geniuses of spoken audio.
Connect the stories, change your perspective. Connecting changes everything. AT&T.
Welcome to the Instagram Stories. I'm your host, Daniel Hill. Today I want to talk about a really good article that I came across on socialmediaexaminer.com, how to optimize your Instagram ads creative. I don't really spend a huge amount of time on Instagram ads. I'm much more focused on how to get the maximum amount of reach organically without paying for ads, but I do think pay to play is an important part of the Instagram ecosystem. And really, isn't that what all social media platforms become eventually? Anyway, let's get into the article. It starts off by explaining how ads on Instagram and Facebook perform differently. And one of the key components of that is understanding where ads can appear on Instagram. There are 3 places your ad can show on Instagram: in the feed, in stories, and on the explore page. The feed is really the baseline, the best place to start. It's a very user-controlled scroll experience. They scroll down and see the ad as they go through their feed. Stories is very different because Stories is an immersive experience. The ad is shaped differently. We'll get into that, but it's very different from feed. And then the explore screen, that's when you tap on the magnifying glass at the bottom. It gives you all content that Instagram thinks you will be interested in based on what you view and interact with on the platform. Definitely make sure that you use explore page ads when you run an ad. That's absolutely where you want the ad to appear. Within the ads manager, you have the ability to see where each ad is performing the best. If you look at the options, there's an option there for placement, and you can see a breakdown of where your ads have run and the statistics for each of those placements. And you can actually look at Facebook feed versus Instagram feed and Instagram stories performance. This is where the article gets a little bit technical, and I'm going to include it in the show notes, but this is actually really good to know. There are 2 parts to a feed ad: the image or video and the text. While both Facebook and Instagram have these components, they display very differently. If you're trying to run the same ad in both places, it's not going to be a great experience. The main difference that they point out in this article is that Facebook feed ads have a headline and Instagram feed ads do not. So if you really worked on your headline copy, it's not even going to appear at all on Instagram. There's an example in the article showing what the ad looks like on Facebook with the headline copy and on Instagram without the headline copy. The other great point they make in the article is how important it is to optimize Instagram story ads. It's very tempting to put the same piece of content on Facebook and everywhere on Instagram, but with stories, it's 9:16, meaning it fills the whole screen when you're holding your phone like a phone, essentially. An ad on Facebook does not go full screen. The article points out that in your story ad, you can have text, for instance, in the visual, but if you only see that image or visual for 15 seconds, it's hard for users to read and focus on that image at the same time. Also, you need to leave just a little bit of clearance at the bottom as a buffer so that you can do the swipe up button to whatever website or other thing you want the user to engage with. That part of the story will take up some of the space that you were going to use for your graphics, so make sure you keep that in mind as you plan out your graphic. This article is really detailed. There's a ton of good data in there, so definitely look at the show notes for that link and check out the article for yourself. That's it for today's show. Come back tomorrow for more Instagram news, strategy, tips, and more.